Hey everyone, good evening. Thank you so much to all the new members that joined today. I'm just blown away by how quickly this is rising and trying my best to keep up with it. I'm so excited about this, and I want to share a little bit this evening about why I'm so excited, which has a lot to do with why I created this group in the first place. And it has to do with the idea of belonging. So I have in my heart, known I was an educator since, story as old as time, since I was a kid. And it's very much a part of my identity and who I am is a teacher. And over the last several years, I've found myself finding moments and experiencing things that make me feel like I belong less and less, like I have less a sense of a belonging as the years go on. And it doesn't have to do with my abilities as a teacher. It doesn't have to do with the way that education's changing, although I have some serious thoughts about that. It's that my sense of belonging isn't caught up in that. It has to do with this thing that I'm now realizing I think I've held for a really long time and has been a pattern for me for a long time. And it's this desire to speak for change when I see an opportunity for change. So when I'm struggling with an issue, or when I see my peers, my colleagues, my students struggling with an issue, if I can see an opportunity for change and for improvement, I want to share it. I want to do better. I want everything, to be as good as it can be and the best version of itself. And I'm ready to talk about that. And the hard part of that isn't being shut down by admin or being, my idea doesn't get seen. I mean, while that's very hard, one of the hardest parts of that is turning around and seeing that I'm alone in that advocacy, especially when, some of the thoughts that I have are things that came from other people, like peers that are struggling and are suffering and are sharing those things in the faculty lounge, and I hear them and I process them with them, and I want to take those things further. But then when I turn around, I feel like I'm the only one in the room talking. And not only that, sometimes I feel like my relationships with people become more tenuous after I've done my what I think is my best job in speaking this truth, their truth, or our truth. And that's really hard. And so I'm a self-contemplative person. Like I want to do better, and I'm going to think, what part did I have in this, right? Like if my relationship is now tenuous with someone, or I'm alone when I went to bat for these issues, is it something I did? Is it something I said? Did I approach it poorly? And could I have done better? And I'm struggling to have these conversations, and I'm struggling with that whole idea. And so my question to you guys is, has anyone ever felt that? A lack of belonging after speaking a truth, a lack of fitting in, or feeling like an outsider for using your voice. And on the same token, in the interest of like mutual understanding, does anyone have experience from the other end? Does anyone know someone that they work with who is constantly speaking out and get that feeling when they do, that like feel differently about them after they speak out, and why? Because if we can understand why, then maybe we can understand how to do this better for one another and understand one another better. So let me know your thoughts. I'm curious to hear what you have to say.